We're back with a Stranger Things reaction. Stranger Things Part 2. This time it's personal. I'm Zach. That's Brooke.
That's me.
And that's him in the upside down Jim.
I don't know how to say poo upside down.
You can't. You won't. And you'll figure out why when he comes out later today in this episode. Poo comes out.
Oh, God. I cannot.
Thank you for checking us out. This is the Death Curse Club, and we're just going to jump right into it. Just like our It Welcome to Derry reaction, I think I want to do the good, the bad, the stranger for this episode. So I will start. The good of Part 2 of Stranger Things Season 5, I think the character work is phenomenal. I think there are some things that needed to get handled before we get to the finale, a la Steve and Dustin having that rekindled ship, the Nancy, Jonathan dealing with what they're going through in life and if they should be together. I think a lot of those things work. And there's one that I'm going to save for later on, of a character realization that I think is very important to this part. And for me, sometimes the quieter stuff is the most important stuff. I think this part of it, not as impactful or triumphant as the first part did, but I think as we are progressing through Stranger Things Season 5, I think it's a solid entry, and the fact that it's done in blocks the way they do, it kept me captivated the entire time. And Jim knows my feelings through these like separation in parts. And thankfully, it was only a month of distance. Unlike when they did this with Cobra Kai,
that was too long.
It was like 6 months in between each thing. So like I was good with watching this. Brooke, what are your feelings?
I'll piggyback on the fact that I think that while they chunked it, they paced it like that it wasn't long in between, which I think was really good. I do feel like, and it's not necessarily their fault, it's just the culture that we live in, is that, you know, you have to binge it, otherwise you're going to get the spoilers. I don't care what people thought, that they were like, oh, this isn't a spoiler, but it blatantly was.
Yeah.
Type thing. So I think that you do have to binge it, which isn't a bad thing. I do feel like what got people is that this second part was just dialogue heavy. But I'm sorry, I'm jumping into a con. Good is definitely Dustin and Steve making up, and also Dustin realizing that he's sad. Because at the end of the day, I think that there's still kids. Like, regardless, even in high school, and you got to think back, I think that there's a level of high schoolers, and I don't, you know, when I go back and I think about that time, I think I knew everything. Mm-hmm. And boy, was I wrong.
You also thought everything was the most important.
Yes.
And the fact that these kids have to deal with the most important thing. Kind of wild.
Yeah. So I think that him having that realization that he was going through grief, and a heavy grief at such a young age, while I think that there's this aspect of, like you were saying, like the world is literally crashing around you, and you feel like, how can I grieve this when something so much bigger is going on?
Yeah.
But that doesn't, I'm so glad that they didn't just breeze over it.
Yeah. I get that.
Type thing. So I really thought that moment of Dustin realization, and also him, you know, kind of coming back with Steve, and the line "pure gold," of like that "not again." I loved that. I loved obviously Max coming back. I love also Max realizing that it wasn't the song that she needed; it was the person, which I thought was great. And just kind of tying in so many of those loose little ends. Dude, Will screaming out
Oh, yeah, when he was like, run.
Yes, I thought that was just like the goosebumps that it gave me was insane.
Yeah.
Insane. And there's just so much. I feel like I could just keep saying all of
We're going
these
to talk
goods.
more.
I know.
So you didn't have to, you know.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
Stooge
well, you
everywhere.
said good. There's more.
Jim, you finished it in blocks yourself. You did. We watched it all three in a row from like 8 p.m. to almost damn
Which is
midnight.
not what we did with the first one.
Not what we
No,
did.
we spaced that. Yeah.
You actually finished Saturday of the 3 episodes. So for you, and I don't really know your feelings on it, so please digest them feelings.
Yeah, see, I can do it that way. I mean, I agree. You really can't avoid spoilers if you spend any time online because anything is a spoiler. If you post something, it's going to be a spoiler. Even those little things where they're like, non-spoiler pictures and like,
Yeah.
if you're not stupid, you can figure out things.
Right.
So,
100%.
but I'm somebody who doesn't spend a lot of time on social media, and so it's very easy for me to just like not sign into Instagram or Blue Sky or whatever for 2 days. I don't miss it.
Right.
So I can, so we can watch it in 3 days and I can avoid spoilers. I enjoyed the character work as well. I think it is a very dialogue heavy group of episodes, but it's stuff that needed to be taken care of before you head into the finale, because the finale I feel like is going to take off running.
Right.
And you don't want to bog it down, especially if you're going to do a theatrical release. You don't want to bog it down with all that extra stuff that's, let's take care of all that now. If anybody watched, I know you two didn't, but there was an episode in Game of Thrones right before one of the big battle episodes where it was just them sitting around the castle talking to each other because they all expected to die tomorrow.
Right.
And that's the kind of feel I got from this. It was just like, hey, you know what? We could all die any day, so let's get it all out there.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed what we got.
Nice. I will say for the bad section where we're at, honestly, for me, the bad, as much as it got made fun of on the internet, of loose ends that don't get dealt with. Like I saw one reel of like, oh, the family still locked up, but, Derek's out running, doing whatever. I don't necessarily think it's bad, but there are some like, what else is happening? Like the dad of Nancy who got attacked during the thing. We still don't know anything about him, but Karen Wheeler got the fuck up and started to handle business.
Bro, that was amazing.
Yeah. But I would say for me, those are the only critiques. What happened to the side people that we just left without? And they'll probably be in the finale or some form in the finale. But I just think that is something to deal with. What about you?
See, I feel like those characters, like, I don't need. I don't care.
Even the dad?
Whatever.
Wow. Holy shit, you're treating him just like how fucking Nancy Karen was going to bang the brother.
Billy.
Oh.
Like she was trying to bang Billy over there, and you're just doing the same thing. Crazy.
No, I mean, again, I just think for me, there was very dialogue heavy, but it was hard because, like, I don't hate it. It was just dialogue heavy. So really binging it. And I think, and I even told you this, I want to go back and rewatch because it was so heavy and because there were so many moments that I feel like you can only soak in and process so much at a time, right? And when it's something that heavy, like, I can't replay some of those conversations back because there was just so many. And I love that, Nancy and Jonathan figured out that they unloved each other, which was amazing type thing because it was very mature and in a moment of like, we're dying.
Right.
Like, there's no way out. We've tried. No one's coming for help, because they would have if it didn't stop, right? Like, if the walls and everything weren't melting, like stopped melting, if it continued, they would have gone. So when I think about that, I'm glad, like you said, that they kind of loosened those tight ends. Do I think that it was like you had to pay attention. Like you really had to pay attention to what they were saying to realize that they were having an amicable breakup,
Right.
like of them both realizing. And I swear to everything, if I told a guy, listen, I just don't like what song or, band you listen to, and he comes back with literally my entire life of like everything that I work for, like, well, I don't like reading what you do, and I would murder them right then and there. I would be pushing him off. I would be Titanic. Only one person can fit on this table. Goodbye. But I'm just saying that's my personal grief with it. But no, again, a lot of dialogue to where I feel like I got to go back. Okay. But I don't think that that's their fault. I think that that's the culture that we live in that I can't.
I don't even think that's
spread it out.
I mean, I'm not, look.
Like, no, I mean, spread it out. Like, I can't, like, I feel like I would have gotten spoilers, which is my feel and need of, like, finishing it, which is we're going to go see the final in theater, and I love it because I know I won't have that, like, desire to pick up my phone at all. You know what I mean? Like, even while watching it, I felt like there were some moments that were lulls. Rightfully so, because you can only take so much, like pounding of information at a time, that I would pick up my phone. And people were already like saying stuff.
Right.
So it was just
fascinating.
That was crazy.
We'll dialogue in a minute about it, I guess. What about you, Jim? You catch any bad stuff?
My bad stuff is actually just the people on the internet. Just drive me nuts.
Damn.
About
that's my stranger.
Thing.
That's my fucking stranger. Okay, go.
Like they complain. Like you talk about first of all, the dialogue. I'm a dialogue guy, so I enjoyed all that extra dialogue, and I really enjoyed the Nancy and Jonathan scene. And I understood it. Like you said, if you listen to what's being said, you understand it. But apparently there's a lot of people who did not understand that they were breaking up.
Right, which is bizarre to me.
I'm like, I don't get that. I thought it was pretty clear, but they blame the writing. They have a problem with the acting of some of these kids. But like at this point, we know who the strong actors are and who aren't. Like,
right.
Some are going to be better.
That was never the point.
Yeah, we know that some are better and some aren't, and we just kind of accept it at this point. Like, they are who they are. Yeah. What else? I mean, I don't know. It was everything.
We'll get into it. Don't you fucking worry.
There was even people being like, oh, why don't I see more of 11? And I think that there's a level of like...
We saw a lot of 11.
Yeah. And like the side characters,
series.
I'm with Brooke. I don't really care what's going on with the dad. I don't need to spend time on it. We don't spend time with him during the rest of the show, so I don't really care too much about, like, we can get an epilogue thing of him being like, hey, here I am.
Yeah.
But that's what...
Or pulling them all back together.
Yeah, I don't need it in the main show.
And I love that they brought in the mom. Mm-hmm. Like, that was
because she's had stuff to do in the past.
Right. Yes. But I mean, like, I was not expecting her to play a role. Like, I just wasn't. And that, so to see her and for it to be like, you know... That was a lot.
But
like,
also,
in a good
she
way.
Was the one who was trying to save her daughter. So if she is hearing, oh, there's more S going down, I need to be there to try to save her. And that's why she had a hard time with Nancy telling her to stay in the hospital.
Yeah.
So, that's very true. So I'm just going to jump in with Jim here for my stranger. And the stranger is the fact that the internet has lost their mind. Because I don't understand how... This is all one season. It's all one story being told. The scripts were written. The shooting was done. The only thing that has been in Netflix's hands is the marketing and the separation of the show. And because of that, I don't understand how we were all good with part one. Everyone just flying off the stream about how great it is. And then this part gets annihilated online. Like part one, the critic score and the audience score was 84, whatever. And then by the time this one's out and everybody gets to do their click, the audience score dropped to 65 on Rotten Tomatoes. And I say this all the time, and you guys are catching me here being able to say, you're right, the finale's around the corner. I can't judge my own bad things when I know there's still story to be said. And the fact that people are out here just jumping on how bad the dialogue is, or Max having the dialogue with Holly when I would be running through the thing. That's the thing. Sadie Sink's character of Max has been in this cave for 2 fucking years, and finally someone has given her hope to help her get out of here. You think she's just going to fucking be like, bye, Wheeler, no need to fucking be around you? I get that your internet culture memes are funny and you like to be funny on the internet, but this is an actual fucking show where terrible characters are getting ass done. So I don't quite understand that. And then the cherry, the mwah on top of everything, Will coming out to his friends and his family is an amazing moment that needed to happen at that time because they were about to go through some shit. Will knows he could be on the precipice of death, and just like Jonathan and Nancy needed to get shit off his chest before they go to the final fucking battle. This is how stakes are made. Dustin and Steve made up. There's a chance they die. Will showing that he wants to love men instead of women. Boom. Chance that he can die. All these characters now have fucking chances. 11 could kill herself in this. There are stakes, and I'm at the fucking chop house asking for medium rare. And I love it. I love where we're at. So I don't like that the online culture has swarmed in and said it's a bad show because you talk too much.
You never showed up.
I said you talk too much. Homeboy, you never shut up.
I do agree with that. And there's a point where, like, this was a conversation that you and I have had, because it definitely is something that gets underneath my skin, because we talked about, like, if I was talking like, what movies would it be like if I cut off and then I rated right then and there? And like, I thought of Harry Potter and I didn't watch part two
of Deathly Hallows.
If I, am watching Top Gun Maverick and I get to the part where, they're getting ready to take off and then I just cut the movie off. I have no resolution to all of it, but I've had to where they've started working things out, right? So you have like all of these things that are in place for that final act, because that's what we're about to have. How can you then sit there and go, let me rate this? Because in my opinion, sit down, shut the fuck up, and eat your words when the third part comes out. And I will do the same if it's not the ending of what I'm hoping for, what I need, right? If we continue on this train and I don't have that ending, right, essentially. And I'm not talking about like, well, I have a gripe if somebody dies that I absolutely love. Of course, because I am attached. Right. But I think about it in something that I have been watching since season 1 is coming to an end. And there is a level of, to see some of these characters after all of these seasons still having an arc and not just laying on what you have done as a foundation is beautiful to me. And I even said to you, I can't imagine now of having to come out, if it was me, like having to make that decision to tell my friends and family now in this day and age, when I know that there are a huge vocal group that are and would be accepting. So when we go back and we think about this time, you didn't talk about it. I mean, hell, even Robin has only told 2 people.
Right.
Will found out on accident because he saw it.
Right.
Because it was scary. So for him to be so vulnerable when he is consistently told that he was chosen because he's weak, because he is easily manipulated. So to not only have that voice and say I'm not, but to share what you're feeling. And then the fact that they made all these cuts to the characters as he's telling them, and you see them not have like take a step back or make it about themselves. They literally surrounded him with love is absolutely beautiful. And even thinking about it puts goosebumps on my arms, like just so much so that I just don't understand how anybody in any realm could look at it badly. I don't care what anything else. I don't care if you didn't like the dialogue. I don't care if you weren't paying attention enough to open your ears and listen to what was being said. Like, you have got to take the fact of like all of these things played in. And if you want to sit there and say, look, I'm holding off until I see the third act, I would respect that 100% more. I wasn't in love with this piece, but I need to see the ending before I give my full review. Yes. And I'm not saying only come out if you're going to say something positive, because like I said, I have my negatives on things, but the positives outweigh those negatives 10 times. So for me, it's like, I feel like if you rated it, you shouldn't be, you now have to stick with that.
Right.
Like you're done.
And that's how I feel. If you have put in your vote on that fucking website, you can't change it.
And I feel like I want them to, because I think that they're going to love it. And I want the ratings to reflect that. But I feel like if you had that stake of like, you can't change your mind.
Right.
Because you're so hastily to give an opinion.
It's also like, you're grading the episode because of how much of a banger episode 4 was.
Right.
So again,
which ended on the like the fighting and stuff like that, which is what I think people
100%.
crave.
And that's what
some
it
of
was.
these people would have never lasted with some of the older shows that were like 28 episodes long.
Well, and that's what I joke about. Is like, so what are you going to do? Watch 2 episodes of Cheers, then you're going to tell me if you like it or not, and then 2 more episodes, and you go, never mind, this season's bad. Then watch 3 more and say, never mind, best season I've ever seen. And I feel like that's what we're going to get, is a bunch of people just jumping back on. Right, good call. Just a bunch of people just jumping back on the bandwagon. And don't think I didn't see you, fucking Welcome to Derry followers. You jumped right on once this season or this part of the season was looked at as lesser. You jumped on, oh yeah, Pennywise, way better, bring it, shut the fuck up. Not the same kind of show. Just
come at me when Derry is in season 8.
Jesus
Let's talk
Christ. Jim, you got any Stranger stuff?
No, just that, this is the second act of a story, this season, and the second act is going to be filled with, just developing the character and story that we're telling, where the first act was, setting it all up and really pushing it forward. So there's a lot more action in that first section. I also, because of that, I did, like I mentioned to you when we were talking about the release structure, I liked that they were doing it this way. Again, because it gave you a chance to avoid those spoilers. Because if you dropped, 10, 15 hours worth of television, there are people that are going to sit there and watch it all at once, when not everybody can do that. Where this gives everyone an opportunity to go into the finale on the same bar.
Yes.
You should be able to get 3 hours watched in over the course of a week, if you care enough,
Right.
I mean, but so I like that they're doing that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too much weirdness other than just the fact that just people drive me nuts, and I'm not going to go into too much. I think y'all covered a lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of went off the handle a little bit.
We really did. So let's look at what we're hopeful for. What are you hopeful for this finale?
That Jonathan dies.
Jonathan dies. About time.
No, and we didn't even talk about it. What's her name? Kai? Is that the 11th sister?
Oh, Kelly.
Kelly.
Okay, yes.
8?
Yes.
Yeah.
I need her to die because I'm with Hopper. I don't trust her. And I think that they want you to have that, so I feel like I'm falling into that trap, but I still don't trust her. I do love, this is where I wish that we had somebody that played the game D&D because there were a lot of references that people have pointed out, and I'm like, oh, cool. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but that's cool. Like, so they were literally saying, like, I read one that I thought was neat. So, like, obviously you have 11 and then 8 and then Henry, which is 1, right? And then I guess you have to have 20 points to go against the final boss.
Okay.
In D&D. So when you put those together, you get
versus the final. Oh wow.
Which I thought was really cool. Like that was such like a nerd thing.
Yeah, you fucking nerds. Look at you being
I know. So I just think that those kind of things that have like, and that's what I'm talking, like there's just, this show gives so many people, I feel like, a platform to connect.
Yeah.
So for me, like I said, I'm interested to see, you know, how it kind of all goes down. I don't know if I really have any wants other than 8 to die. I don't trust her at all. That's it. That's all I want. And I want everything to be okay. And I swear to God, I swear to God, if it's all like, I saw somebody being like, it's just them all playing D&D and they're in the hospital.
I don't think they have the balls for that. I don't think they
oh
have
my
the
God,
balls.
I'd lose my mind.
I don't, and by balls, it's not balls. That just feels very, there have been shows that have horrible finales. Like they just drop the fucking ball on what they built towards.
They have no balls.
They have no balls. And because of that, I think there is this scaredness of, is this going on? Like apparently there have been leaked pictures, and I won't say what the leaked picture is just in case, but it's 2 characters from the show and one's dressed specifically, and it's like, why is he dressed like that?
And since it's also where there's a lot of AI, and so I don't believe shit.
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, I feel, and what do you think, Jim? Do you think there's more to this 8 shit?
I don't, it's funny. I think the I don't trust her is a kind of a weird phrase in that she's very open about what her plan is.
Yeah, but not to anybody else. Like
not
she
to
hasn't
anybody
told
else.
She did not go to Hopper and say, "Hey, by the way, I told
I
Eleven to
understand why
offer
like,
stuff."
He doesn't trust her, but as a viewer,
right?
I trust her to do what she says she wants to do.
Fair.
Yeah,
and like we didn't even get to talk about how, like they're recreating, like pregnant women and trying like that. And that's my like. There's so many things going on that needed and had a purpose,
right?
For like, while you can be like, okay, well, but that plays into the reason why she, you know what I'm saying? So like, there's reasons, and I do feel like it makes me scared of that. You know, we haven't had any deaths yet, and so like that makes me very apprehensive.
I mean, Jim brought up a good point the other day. He's like, no one dies in this show, and he's right. No one that has one season dies.
I know, but now we're on the final season. So
but I don't feel like this is that kind of show. It never really has been. This has always been more of like, I don't know. I don't want to say a kid show, but it's been a younger show. You know, this isn't like the movies of the 80s or watching Rogue One where you go into it and they all slowly die one by one in some sort of World War II, you know, mission, suicide mission. I mean, we used to watch movies like that all the time, where I just don't feel like this is that. So I think if somebody was going to die, they would have died by now. So I don't expect anybody to die going into this. But I'm with you as far as like if they pull the Bob Newhart finale, like
it was all a dream.
Like, well, you know, or the all game thing. Like that's the only thing that would turn me. Like, and I could defend a lot of stuff. Yes. I think I would be like heartbroken with that finale.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's what gets me. It's funny because I watched the Supernatural series finale and I dropped off that show after season 6. I couldn't continue, but like there was something about that show that I wanted to like feel like I wrapped up.
Yeah.
And the moment at the end where they look at the cameras and say thank you absolutely ruined everything for me. I mean, it ruined it for them to sit here and say, oh, we're thinking about a spin-off sequel with the same characters. And it's like, that's because you knew you messed up. Where I look at something like Picard, they nailed their finale because it's basically a carbon copy of Next Generation, which is a great finale. And I think what this show has always been able to do is be on that pop culture reference of, I want to do what these great stories have done as well. And I think landing this is the biggest fucking obstacle at this moment, especially what the internet has done. Do I think someone's going to die? I absolutely do. I think there is... I agree with you, it's not that kind of show, but I think there is something about a certain character's death that would leave the fucking world like, wow. And then everybody else just moves on. I think there's going to be a setup for a spinoff at the end of this. I don't know what it is, but I would absolutely love Nancy Wheeler going town to town, dealing with some shit.
Badassetron.
I'm looking so forward to this, and my biggest want, and I hope, because we've never done this before, I've never watched a TV show in theater. My hope is that our screening's full of fucking people that want to love and watch.
Yeah.
I want the Avengers reaction.
Yes.
I want all that through this.
Yeah.
I just hope everybody who's been the internet for this are the people that are like, I'll watch it at home.
Yeah.
And I hope they stay their fucking asses at home.
I agree. No, 100%. Like, one of the things that I'm super excited about with the fact that it's coming to an end, obviously, which is very sad, but the fact that it's like we get to watch it with such a group, because like there are people that have like that do the watch alongs type thing. Like they have people over, they do a whole party, which is something that I had thought about too.
Right.
But I was just to have like a theater full of people.
Right.
And to have that experience with everyone, I think will just take it to the next level for me. So I'm excited.
I just want an ending.
Yeah.
Agreed. I definitely need an ending. And honestly, if you think about it, because originally when this show was done in season 1, they had no plan to go further. Like they were going to leave it one and done. And the way they ended that was 11 being trapped in the Upside Down. I would actually think it's ballsy as fuck if you're like, no, we're going to keep to our guns of how we were going to... Fuck 11. 11's got to go. So if she does die, I'm not against it.
Why would you put that out in the universe?
Why?
As long as there's an ending and we get some decent epilogue as far as like what's going on. I think the hardest thing for me is you just killed a bunch of military people. Like you're just going to go back to normal life after this. Like... And the government's going to just accept it? Like, that's going to be a little bit of a reach, I guess. But
I don't think that's a reach. They cover it up.
I was going to say, it's going to be a cover-up.
They'll cover it up.
All a cover-up.
But you know, when you start covering up, you cover up the people, too. Like,
well, maybe that's the spin-off, dog.
Yeah.
But
they're after them.
I think... I feel like they've delivered well in the finales, and I think they know what they're doing at this point. And as long as they avoid the D&D thing, which, hey... 5 years ago or 10 years ago, whatever, probably sounded like a clever idea if that's how you went into this thinking it was going to be.
Right.
I think we can look back and see how that does not play well. You look at something like Lost, where there's a whole bunch of people who watched that finale and did not understand it and thought everyone was dead the whole time, and now they hate it. And you have people who will never watch it because they've heard that everyone's dead the whole time, and now so they hate it. And this would be a similar situation.
Right.
It's funny when you mentioned the Supernatural, I thought of the Moonlighting finale, but that was a show that was always kind of like, you know, fourth wall breaking, and that was where did you ever see the Moonlighting finale?
Probably not.
Well, I'm going to spoil it for everybody anyway, because it's not that big of a deal. But they just finished their case, and they go back, and they're scraping, there's people there taking all the furniture out of the detective agency and scraping it all off, and they're like, what's going on? They're like, you got canceled. And they're like, what? Like, yeah, you got canceled. And then they run off to try to get married, to try to save the show, and they're just like, no, it's too late.
Wait a second.
That is amazing.
Wait a second. They what we do in the shadows, this bitch?
Yes! Yes!
But see, and that's the difference, though. What you said is moonlighting, comedy. What we do in the shadows.
And it was
comedy.
fourth wall breaking even before all that, so.
This is a phenomenon that its entire legacy rests on the shoulders of this finale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Don't
it's
fuck
make or break.
it up.
Don't fuck it up, Duffer. Don't Duffer it.
And I did find it very interesting. I guess, I mean, it came down to that
Fucking
they were
Munson, you know?
editing literally up to the last point.
Good. I love it. I can't wait.
Of, all of it. So I'm sure that there was a level of things that never made it or that they had to cut that, could sew things together. And there's just give me the deleted scenes.
There it is.
I'll buy it.
Give me my full set since you didn't finish my fucking VHSs.
Yeah.
Target. Thanks, Target.
Thanks,
I know.
Target. You blew that one. I don't know why. Never mind. That's a different fucking story. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to the Stranger Things review, reaction, whatever you want to call it.
I would say reaction.
Well, I called it a review on YouTube just to make sure we get the clicks.
Oh.
We had to get the clicks. Anyways, clickbait. All right,
I'll
we'll
click you
catch you.
anytime you want.
Oh, thank you, Jim. We'll catch you for the finale reaction review later on this week. Bye.
R.I.P.